So it's time to give you my favorite top summer picks for the summer 2023 Designers Edition, guys. It's that time of the year, of course. I'm looking for those refreshing, bright, uplifting fragrances that are gonna resemble holidays, vacation, the beach, lots of citrus fragrances, you know, just uplifting. It's gonna put me in a good mood. Those type of scents that are great for the hot season up ahead. So guys, stick around. My top 15 best summer designers. It's coming up right now. Welcome back to another video. MAXPACK here. If you love to make a great first impression, this video right here will help you because smelling good is a great way to start. So we're going to talk about my 15 top choices for the Summer Designers Edition. Of course, there's going to be a niche coming up very soon in a week or two, so stay tuned for that one. But today it's all about, in my opinion, for my personal use, the fragrance that I'm going to be looking forward to rocking for the next 3 months or so of the summer, which will begin very shortly. So let's hop into the choices. We have a lot of great value propositions in this list. Of course, when I put together these lists, I try to give myself a great, well-rounded, summer list, or for whichever season that is. You know, I want to make sure I have a nice vetiver scent in there because I do love vetiver. So a summer vetiver, do love citrus, aquatic fragrances, marine. So this is going to be the theme essentially for this lineup of fragrances for the next few months coming up ahead. So this one here at the 15th spot is going to be Davidoff's Cool Water. This is the Wave. It is my favorite flanker from all the Cool Waters. Of course, my favorite, it is the original, which is very similar to Green Irish Tweed. Funny enough, was the same perfumer that released those two fragrances. But Cool Water Wave is going to be very refreshing, very citrus with a hint of sweetness to it. It's very similar to Paco Rabanne Invictus Aqua. There are a ton of fragrances in the market that will resemble that fragrance. There's many to list. But in my opinion, as far as performance, the likability, the compliment factor, and the pricing, I think Cool Water Wave is definitely your best bet. This is a small 40 ml bottle, which I think cost me less than 10 bucks. You can get a humongous 125 ml for less than 40. I'm gonna list all the fragrances below to make your life easier, but Cool Water Wave at the 15th spot is a great one for those, gym situations. If I'm running errands, if I want something to just pick up and go in the summer season, this is definitely gonna fit that bill perfectly. At the 14th spot, a newcomer to this list. I really wanted to dive more into this fragrance, hence the fact why it is only at the 14th spot, because it's one that I'm gonna be wearing a lot. It was released this year, 2023, in the first quarter of this year. This is Issey Miyake Pour Homme Vetiver Edition. I love this. Essentially, basically, this is going to be a summer vetiver fragrance. The reason why I say that is because it's going to open up with a gorgeous ginger note, which is a little bit spicy. That vetiver is going to be, of course, the rooty, earthy type vetiver, but it's enveloped by watery notes, a little bit of sage, which gives this green tinge to the fragrance. It's a great watery vetiver that's refreshing, it's uplifting, and it's very elegant, incredible for the summer season. I am going to wear a lot of this fragrance. It is only at the 14th spot because it's a newcomer to the list, and I'm really diving into this fragrance in 2023. But I think in future videos, this is going to climb up the list because it is really good. At the 13th position, a fragrance from the House of Versace, but it's not what you think it is. A lot of people talk about that particular fragrance, and the fragrance I'm talking about is 𝗏, which is very similar to Paco Rabanne Invictus Aqua. I already gave you a fragrance that resembles that on Cool Water Wave, but it's way at the 15th spot, meaning I don't want you to smell like everybody else. That's the whole point of this list. Of course, it's my list, but I want to give you guys some hints and some pointers to get you guys smelling amazing and different this summer. This one here at the 13th spot, 𝗙𝗏𝗏 from the House of Versace. The reason why I love this one more and I favor this one over anything else from Versace for the summertime is because this one here is a very similar fragrance to Silver Mountain Water from the House of Creed with an added watery plum note up front, which is very unique. It's going to give you this sweet, fruity kind of nuance along with the black currant. This is very effervescent, it's very sparkly, it's gonna put you in a great mood. And guess what? Ladies love the smell on this stuff on guys. When you smell this fragrance yourself, you're gonna enjoy it, but I'm gonna tell you right now, as far as the first impressions that last forever, you're going to make a great impression on ladies. Trust me, this is one that whenever I wear late spring and during the summer months, I get a ton of positive attentions from ladies. They want to know what I'm wearing. And guess what? It's very similar to Silver Mountain Water by Creed, which is a very expensive fragrance. I'd say this is about 85% close to Silver Mountain Water. The only difference here is going to be that sweet plum fruity note that this has and Silver Mountain Water does not. But this is a great option and also extremely affordable. At the 12th spot, one of my favorite freshy fragrances of all time from the House of Versace. This is Versace Men Eau Fraiche. Olivier Cresp is the nose behind this fragrance. He's a master perfumer, and this is a master fragrance for the summertime. I do love that fruity star fruit that you get, or carambola up front, which is a great Again, sparkly, fizzy, uplifting, fruity note. It is aquatic. It is clean, it is crisp, very citrus, very clean. It's gonna make you smell amazing. This is one of those that if you're just wanting to smell good and you don't wanna think too much and you're looking to get, a very clean feel about yourself, no matter what the occasion is, you can dress this up, you can dress this down. Versace Men Eau Fresh is a classic for a reason, released in 2006. Still one of my favorite freshies of all time, guys. Don't snooze on this one. I think if you haven't tried this one, you're missing out. And when you know, it's a great one. And hence, it makes a lot of lists out there. It's got this icy kind of a bottle, looks like an ice cube kind of thing. It is very refreshing, very uplifting, just great perfection for the summertime. Here's another case of not giving you guys more of the same. A lot of people will talk about this particular Hermès fragrance, or one or two. H24 is very popular, especially the Parfum, and of course Eau Givrée from 𝗕𝗘𝗙𝗏, which I like it, I don't love it. I want to give you guys something that's different. It's going to set you apart from everybody else, but also smells incredible for the summertime. This is from the House of Hermès, from their Cologne collection. This is Eau de Basilic Pourpre, or Purple Basil. Now, this is going to be a spicy basil type of a fragrance that's aquatic, that's fruity. To me, it smells, honestly, what I get, and if you smell this, you're gonna agree with me, it smells like a soda pop. It smells like a ginger ale soda pop. The real notes that I get here, the most prominent notes, I get a spicy ginger up top, very fizzy, very bubbly, again, just like a ginger ale. I love this stuff, it makes me feel great. That's why I got the big bottle, and I was waiting. This was released last year. I think I got it in my collection around fall time. Couldn't wait for this time of the year to rock this. I started rocking this right now, and it's gonna be one of my staples in my rotation for the next few months. Eau de Basilic Pourpre Purple Basil is a stellar fragrance for the summertime. It's gonna make you feel great. It's gonna give you this invigorating feel. It is just absolutely a stunner fragrance. Green, spicy a little bit, refreshing, bubbly, sparkly, just a star for the summertime. Don't snooze on this one. I don't see a lot of people talking about it. I think it's an amazing release from this line. In fact, the Cologne line doesn't last much. They all smell incredible. They don't have long-lasting power, but this one here actually smells great and also lasts longer than all the other cologne fragrances that I have from their Hermès line. So definitely favor this one for the summertime. Get into the top 10 now. This is another one that is going to be another jack of all trades here. This is one that I can also dress up or dress down. I spoke immensely to you guys about this fragrance since its inception, since it was released, since I brought it into my collection, since I did like a first impression of this fragrance a year or two ago. It is one of my go-tos for the spring and summertime, but it also has a real nice backbone. For a citrus aromatic fragrance, this is actually quite strong. It has a very strong mastic note here that gives the scent this powdery and sour kind of a note. Think of the yuzu note from Issey Miyake Pour Homme, the original, meets a little bit of an 𝗏𝗏𝗏 thing here with the lavender. It's not overbearing though. This is not a barbershop at all. It's not a fougere. It's got fougere tendencies, but it's mostly a green aquatic, twist on the lavender with that mastic note. It is very, very good and very long lasting for a citrus aromatic. I love this stuff. That's why I talk a lot about this stuff during this time of the year, the warm season, because it's very affordable, it's long lasting, and it smells great. What more can you ask? Speaking of powdery fragrances, here's one that I also enjoy for dress-up situation, and this one here, I do have to spray my clothes because the performance is not optimal. I think that's why it's at the 8th spot. On smell alone, is one of the best smelling fragrances on this list, but because of performance, it falls a few spots behind. This is going to be from Chanel. This is Chanel Allure Homme Edition Blanche, and this is one that you cannot find discounted out there. From all the fragrances I'm giving you here on this list, you can find them at discount websites. This one here, you cannot. Chanel Allure Edition Blanche, Chanel Allure Homme Edition Blanche is going to be this key lime pie or meringue pie kind of a vibe. It's powdery when it dries down, but it starts off very sharp with that lemon lime kind of a situation here. It's creamy, it's got vanilla, it's got tonka beans, so it's sweet. It's borderline gourmand, so if you have a sweet tooth for summer fragrances that are also refreshing, this is gonna hit all those marks. It's gonna be a little bit gourmandy, it's gonna be sweet, but it's also gonna be refreshing and sharp with the citrus notes. It is gorgeous. As it dries down, that tonka will come through. It's gonna get even sweeter on skin, but a little bit powdery. And like I said, it's not very long lasting. However, if you do spray your clothes, it's gonna stay with you for 10 plus hours, but you do need to spray your clothes. On skin alone, it's about 6 to 7. Not too bad. On smell alone, like I said, it's one of the best smelling fragrances on this list, and people will love the way you smell. It's one of those that do attract attention because of that key lime, meringue pie that differentiates this from all the other. And it's got that Chanel, almost 𝗿𝗏𝗏𝗏 kind of a vibe to it. It's very unique in its own right. I love it for the summertime. It's been on my list here for over 12 years, guys. check this if you can, you're gonna love it. At the 8th spot, this was probably my most worn summer fragrance of last year. It was released last year. This is going to be Acqua di Gio from Armani. This is the Eau de Parfum edition. There is a new rendition or iteration of this fragrance, just Parfum, which is a dark bottle, the same kind of wood cap that's not magnetic. And I'm really looking forward to trying that fragrance and sharing with you on the channel as soon as I'm able to get a bottle. Of course, I'm gonna bring it here and tell you guys my thoughts on that. This is a very nice marine aquatic fragrance that's very citrus, very bright, with a metallic mineral tinge to it. I love this fragrance, guys. I love it so much. You can see I wore a lot of this fragrance last year, and it's gonna continue to be one of my staples. This is another one that I dress up or dress down. I take it to the gym with me. I wear it very heavily because it's easy to wear, makes me feel great, garners positive attention. I'm very clean, I'm very fresh, and I feel very happy when I wear this fragrance. It's associated with a lot of memories for me last year, a lot of good memories, that is. So it's gonna be another staple in my rotation. If you guys watching this video had the opportunity to smell the new Acqua di Gio Parfum edition, just released, I wanna say like a month and a half ago or so, let me know your thoughts on that fragrance in the comments, and if you're a fan of this one, let me know how it compares. At the 7th spot, a perfect case of not smelling like everybody else. I love this fragrance for a summertime, citrus aromatic kind of a fragrance. This is absolutely a stunner of a juice. A little hard to find, released in 2004. The reason why I'm putting this at the 7th spot is because this is hard to find here in America. Not hard at all in Europe, or especially like Spain or some other countries in Europe. You can find this very easily, but it is very hard to find here in America or North America for that matter. The reason why I am putting this at the 7th spot, but on scent alone and the experience I get with this fragrance, this would have made my top 3 easily if this was easy to find. This is actually a tester bottle. This is called Solo Loewe from a Spanish house. It is just a stellar fragrance for a citrus aromatic. I love this fragrance, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you, make no mistake about it. This is a citrus aromatic with a gorgeous backbone. We're talking at the beginning, opens up with citrus notes and a very unique guava note. I don't know if you guys ever tried guava note, but the guava has that green, outer layer, and the inside is like pinkish. It's sweet. It's also green, a little bit earthy. It's a very unique fruit. That's what you get here. Beautiful guava note opening. It also has oak moss, lavender, some aquatic and green tinges to the scent. So it is a gorgeous citrus aromatic with a backbone, long lasting, a woody lavender backbone. So it's borderline fougere or barbershop feel, but not really. It's more of a citrus aromatic with an aquatic tinge and green nuances, including that gorgeous lavender along with the oak moss that adds this green, old school mature vibe to the scent. Love this stuff, long lasting as hell, and just amazing in smell, guys. If you can get a bottle, do get one. If you have your taste similar to mine, you like more mature, confident fragrances, this is one of them. At the 6th spot, a fragrance that if you know my taste and you follow this channel, you know behind me, there is a Dolce & Gabbana Pour Homme bottle right there, which this here, if you don't know, I'm gonna share with you, happens to be one of my favorite fragrances of all time, especially with the sticker, the Italian version of this fragrance. It has been re-released a few years in different countries, and the formulation of this fragrance, or the reformulation, made it very watery and very faint compared to the original that I love. But this one here is the next best thing. This is Dolce & Gabbana Intenso, which when you compare this with the original Dolce & Gabbana Pour Homme, it is going to be very similar with the exception of a more herbal green nuance to this fragrance and the watery opening that it has, almost an aquatic kind of a green fragrance. So it's an aquatic green fragrance, very similar to that original, a little different, but very similar at the same time. So I would consider checking this one out for the summertime. I love wearing this for evening time, dressier occasions. If I'm going out with my family for dinners, if I'm going for meetings, later in the evening or in the afternoon, dressier occasions, evening wear, evening attire is normally where I gravitate towards Intenso from Dolce & Gabbana. This is like a hidden gem, kind of a hidden jewel from Dolce & Gabbana that you don't hear much about. Just like Dolce & Gabbana The One Gentleman, it's one of those. It's a very gentlemanly, masculine, well put together type of a scent that I highly recommend you guys checking out if you do love this type of genre. And I think it does great for the summertime because it has a hay note, adds this sweet tobacco kind of a dry down. It is very nice, very well put together. It is very unique. It's very similar. It's like it could be brothers, this one and the original Dolce & Gabbana, but this one here for summer nights, it's just something about it. It works perfectly on my skin, and I definitely want you guys to check out. If you have a similar taste to mine, I think you're gonna love this. It's like a hidden gem, not really talked about much in the fragrance world, and it was released in 2014. I think it has been discontinued, but you can still find it. Speaking of fragrances that are, extremely invigorating, uplifting, bright, I couldn't do a top summer list without this one. This is one of my favorites of all time. This is Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Eau Intense. It is great, lasts a long time on my skin. Great for compliments. It has this minty, very refreshing opening. It is probably the mintiest and the most refreshing fragrance on this list. I just love it. It puts me in a good mood for those really hot summer days. We're talking, 40 Celsius, 90 Fahrenheit and above. This one here shines like a diamond on my skin. I love wearing it, and I love how it makes me feel and how it makes people feel around me. I think it's one of those fragrances that is just captivating, very inviting, alluring. It has that effect on people. It just smells great. If you want something to, if you're looking for one fragrance to be your signature scent for the summertime, I would definitely highly recommend checking 𝗙𝗲𝗏 Light Blue Owen Tons. I think it does the job great. The next one I'm about to give you here at the fourth spot is one that I revisited. This, I think, was released in 2015. I recently did a video talking about the whole collection of this line. Of course, I'm talking about Pacha de Cartier. This is going to be Edition Noir Sport. Absolutely insane for the summertime. I think for the price here, what you're getting is just exquisite. Opens up very mouth-watering citrus. To me, it reminds me of a Red Delicious, or like it reminds me of red apple. Like if you just, you bit into a crisp red apple is what I get out of this. Like an apple cider vibe. It's very refreshing, a little bit minty as well. There's some herbal components here like sage, which adds this green component to the fragrance. That's a little bit aquatic, a little bit herbal, and definitely a little bit earthy. I don't think there's lavender listed as a note, but I do get a slight hint of lavender here, which gives this scent a little bit of a mature vibe. Not overly mature, it is playful. It is a lot of citruses and a lot of aquatic notes here, including that beautiful apple that I think makes the scent very appealing and very different from all the other citrus fragrances out there. Definitely recommend you guys trying this. This is by no way, shape, or form very mature. In fact, I think it's the most playful fragrance from the Pacha collection. So I think it is very fitting for anybody to rock in the summer season. So before I reveal my top 3 choices for the summer 2023 designers, I'll let you guys know that you can try all 15 fragrances here before you buy them. Of course, Perfume.com is the best place to try fragrances before you buy them. There's no questions about it. When it comes to selection, fast shipment, customer service, I'm telling you, and I've tried many different places, this is the #1 spot for trying before you buy it. You can get a MAXPACK Discovery Kit. You can mix and match, get as many fragrances as you'd like, because the more you get, the more you'll save. And you can enjoy Memorial Day discount code right now, Memorial, which give you 25% site-wide from the time you're watching this video all the way until, I believe, Wednesday the 31st at midnight. So you have plenty of time to check out Perfume.com and pick up some great fragrances to try for the summertime. Like I said, get a Discovery Kit, a MAXPACK Discovery Kit, save more and more decants. When you're ready to commit to a full bottle, guess what? Then head over to FragranceBuy.ca, which is the other partner of this channel, and find incredible selections for the best discounted fragrances out there. And if you can't find them at FragranceBuy.ca, you can also go to Max Aroma, which is also right here in New York. You can find incredible selection of fragrances between those two places to fit your needs for anything when it comes to discounted fragrances, designer niche, or of course, indie. And when it comes to trying before you buy it, Perfume.com is the way to go. All details below with codes associated to helping you guys with your journey, which is what we do here on the channel. So at the third spot is another fragrance that, I'm very happy to have revisited. In this particular line, the reason why I haven't really worn these fragrances is because this line has been discontinued, sadly. And now they're focusing mostly on the Bulgari Men collection, which is understandable. But unfortunately, this line here was quite good and it was discontinued. I'm talking about Bulgari Aqua. This is the original, I believe from 2006. And I absolutely love the fragrance. The reason why I'm sharing with you this fragrance is because it is now available at FragranceBuy.ca. They have limited quantities and it is a stunner of a fragrance for summertime. The reason why I love this one is because it has a great citrus aromatic opening with seaweed, aquatic notes, marine, mineral tinges, but it also has that gorgeous lavender that I favor in the heart. So it also gives you this fougere, very well put together, mature vibe, which a lot of designer companies are doing these days. Love the stuff, guys. This is one that it is one of my favorite fragrances of the 2000s. I wore this heavily. Thank God I have a few bottles, back up. But this is one that I don't talk much about it because it's hard to find, but it's one that I love rocking, especially in the summertime. Get a bottle if you can. If you have tried this one, you know how good this is. If you haven't tried, it's definitely worth checking out. Number one, it's a great smelling fragrance. It's incredible for summer and it's been discontinued. So the prices are only gonna go higher and higher for this fragrance. FragranceBuy.ca has it in stock. Don't walk, run, because once it's gone, it's gone. At the second spot, this fragrance has been one of my favorite summer fragrances of all time. Been wearing this heavily for the past 2 years. This is actually my second bottle. Just what you're getting here, the package, the way the bottle looks. It is probably the best buying proposition, the best value proposition in this collection of 15 fragrances that I just shared with you. This is going to be from the House of Bentley, which is my favorite car fragrance brand. This is going to be Silver Lake. Now, Silver Lake happens to smell very, very similar. I'd say 90-95% to one of my favorite summer fragrances of all time, which has been discontinued, which is Acqua di Gio Essenza from the House of Armani. This one here took the place of that fragrance in my rotation. Thank God for this fragrance because, from what I hear, the new Acqua di Gio Parfum is Essenza. From the people I've talked with and from what I've seen out there and the buzz that it's generating, the new Acqua di Gio Parfum is very similar, if not the same fragrance as Essenza, but yet to be seen. I will talk about it here on the channel very soon. But Bentley, for now, is my fix for that fragrance. It is great. Opens up with that beautiful mint. It's very refreshing. You got the citrus notes, the mineral, the sea breeze. It's a little bit salty. Definitely a little bit of a metallic tinge to it. Very refreshing, very well put together. And my favorite thing here, it smells great, but it's also very long lasting. And for the price that you can get this stuff, it's just a steal. It has also a white musk in the base that adds this very sensual touch to the fragrance. It's very appealing, very inviting. It lasts a long time. It smells great. The bottle looks amazing. This is a win-win, guys. You can't go wrong with this one. Simple as that. And last but not least, my #1 pick for designers summer of 2023. This fragrance here will be my go-to. This is Costa Azzurra from the House of Tom Ford. On smell alone, ladies and gentlemen, this is an absolutely amazing fragrance. It's got this very sweet and creamy opening because it has some woods here. It's got a little bit of a seaweed, but it's really in the background. It doesn't give you that funky seaweed smell. It just adds texture to the fragrance. I love the blast of Mediterranean fruits that this has. It's got this like very ripened, juicy, fruity kind of a vibe to this fragrance with the woods that I'm talking about, the vetiver, the lavender, which I love, and the aquatic marine tinge to the fragrance. This is a stellar fragrance. This is a 10 out of 10 fragrance for the summertime. If you haven't tried this one, guys, I urge you, check this fragrance out, Costa Azzurra from Tom Ford. It is going to be, I'm telling you, one of your favorite finds if you haven't tried it. If you know this fragrance, you know how good this is. And of course, the original formulation was pretty good, but like I said, about 6 hours was the average that I got on skin. If you do spray your clothes, you get 7 to 8. With the new formulation that's in the signature line, not only it's more affordable, but it's also a little longer lasting, especially if you get the Parfum version. This is gonna be my most worn fragrance in 2023. Designers, if you haven't already, show support to the channel, leave a like, subscribe for more, and I will see you right back here with another video very soon. Take care.